How's it going, everybody? My name is Eli, and today we are going to be installing new coils and spark plugs into this 2011 Cadillac SRX. So come with me and I will show you how to do it. So this car I recently purchased, and when I purchased it, it had 109,000 miles. And so in order to get it, wasn't sure what the maintenance records were, so that's why we're doing this. So to get started, take this cover off. It's just this one bolt here, and then removing this. This one on mine is just hand tight. I think it's a 10 millimeter. This thing, it just pops on. It's got these things holding it. You just pull it, pops right off. Now that's off. This just comes off nice and easy. And then we're gonna put the oil cap right back on so we don't get anything going in there. Here you can see the coils, and then underneath them, that's where the spark plugs are at. So just these quick clips and then these bolts right here. And then there's 3 more on the back side. The first thing is a 10 millimeter socket on here. And we'll get this off. Once that is loose, set this out of the way. Next up, we're gonna pull this up. Be careful of those wires. We don't want to pull it up too much. But then with that out, then we can get this clip right in there. And get that clip open like that. Just like that. We still have the spark plug down there, so then we'll get the next tool to pull that one out. So I just loosened that spark plug all the way out, and you can tell that that is a worn out tip. As you go to put this back in, I start off just by hand turning this, just because you want to be very careful. If you have a big ratchet on there, you could cross thread, and that is what you really do not want to do. So just by hand, nice and easy. These do have quite long threads, so it takes a while to go all the way down. Let's turn it nice and easy by hand. Might give it one more turn with the ratchet, just to make sure it's in there snug. That's hand tight. Just a little pressure. That's good. In there. Then comes the coil. So we'll put this coil, let's get it wired up first. Hooked up electronically, and we will push that in there. All right, now it's just that same process for these 2 more here, and then we'll get to the ones in the back. Here, I finished those 3 up front. They're nice and easy. Now I'm just trying to get the ones in the back. So you can see, let me come over here. Here you can see there's one of them pretty accessible. The other one a little bit tougher, but the last one back behind there. So in order to do that, I'm gonna have to take off these. I got my socket right here. It's 1/2 inch socket. These 6 bolts right here. Probably have to undo some of these electrical connections, but I'm gonna start off with those 6 bolts and see if I can just move this whole manifold. So I've just removed this bolt here is a 10 millimeter, and this one here, another 10 millimeter bolt, just to free up, move this out of the way so that I can get to this last bolt right here. So here is the last of these manifold bolts, and you can see they're pretty long, about 6-7 inches long, but they're all the same. I'm just gonna keep them right up there. And now let's see what kind of movement we've got here. So I am gonna go ahead and remove this. I just loosened this side and the other side, but just getting this out of the way, I think will be a, yep. There's a lot of room. Now I can clean that while I'm at it. So what I just did was I moved this other hose that came across here to the coolant. Picked up that hose. It actually goes underneath this other one. But this other one I had to just pop this thing out here, and then I slid this one out. I'm just gonna move it out of the way. That way this whole thing can be moved. So let me clip those. So now I'm just gonna clip these zip ties right here. Just like this. All right, so now this hose is free. I think I'm just go ahead and take this all the way off, and then I can just remove the whole intake manifold. Now I have clear access to these two for sure. This last one I may still have to take things off, but I'm gonna just go ahead and see if I can. This hose right here, pretty flexible, so I'm gonna see if I can get this one and keep moving. So right here I just pulled out that first coil, and you can see that this one has some pretty good damage on it. I'm interested to see what the spark plug itself looks like in there. Yeah, it looks like there's interesting. That definitely needs to be cleaned. I'm interested if all three of them in the back are that way, or if this is just that first one. So that spark plug that came from that hole, you can see it right here. It's got some, it almost looks like water damage, or it had some moisture get in there, something like that. So I'm glad we changed it. Yeah, it looks like there's some gunk down there. I'm gonna use that. So as you can see, I pretty much moved the whole manifold. The only thing I didn't remove is this rubber hose, and I tried removing it and it was very, very tight on there. And I know if I get those, if it's really tough to get off, it's gonna be even harder to get back on. So I have plenty of room now. I just have these two left right here. So I am, like I said, I have enough room to get these out of the way. I have clear access to these pins right here. 2 more to do, and then put it all back together. That one doesn't look terrible. I think just that cylinder right there is the one. That's the culprit. So if you're doing this, I highly recommend getting a 5/8 inch deep socket and a 5/8 inch socket for spark plugs. I ran into an issue of trying to install them again with the spark plug socket, that it was getting stuck and leaving the actual socket down in there. Down in there. Looks pretty clean, huh? This clip, literally just put this in and pull. Nice and easy. Just use this here. Now I can use 2 hands on it. Okay, so I got that last one spark plug in there. Now I just have this coil, and then I will put it all back together. So with these coils, push down, clip it in, and then this right here. I am almost all done. I am just putting this hose back on. I made these electrical connections back up. I still don't have this bolted down at all. Obviously have to get it lined up right where it needs to be. Pretty much just this left, and this, I remember it goes underneath, just like so. And now I get plugged in over there. This right here, this gets set up right here. And yeah, we are making our way. And that is that. 6 brand new spark plugs and coils, everything put back. Now we just got to test. Oh, the only thing I'm missing is the engine cover, but I want to test and make sure it's all good. Okay, test. There we go. Runs nice and strong. Thank you very much for watching. The links to all the tools and the equipment I used in the description below. Have a good day.